One day, my mom told us that she was coming to the school to pick us up for early. We were excited. Like, we didn't have a doctor's appointment. We didn't have anything going on. So we thought it was going to be something exciting. And we got home, and my mom had huge cardboard boxes. And she told us we were moving to Texas and that we were leaving the next day, and whatever we could take or we wanted had to fit inside this box. And that was how we found out we were moving to Texas. I always try to rationalize it like my mom wanted to be closer to her family. But the reality is that my mom needed help. So we moved here so that we could get help from our family because we were the only ones left in California. My mom was a recovering drug addict. She had done so well, but it was hard. She was by herself and she was raising 3 kids. So the reason we moved is because it was like our last resort. Everything was gonna be okay. I think that's what I thought, right? Like the reason why we were moving because we were coming here for help, we were coming to live with family, and the assumption was that everything was gonna be okay. So I really assumed like it's all gonna work out. We got to the relative's house where we were supposed to be staying, and the door was super glued, so we couldn't get in the door. And the person on the other side just kept saying, "You can't stay here. You can't stay here. I don't want you here." That's all. Like, there might have been other things that they said, but at that moment, that's all I heard. And so when my mom decided that she was gonna move us into a shelter, that was her making sure that she was gonna improve our lives for us. I remember walking in and for some reason feeling and knowing like it was gonna be okay. But I remember the lady who was intake, like when my mom was going through intake, there was another lady who just came out and talked to us. And just to the kids, like this is what we have here for you. So it was like, it was programming, but then it was a sense of like, here are some programs just for the children. That was the first time I had ever been ice skating. It was the first time I can remember eating Chick-fil-A. It was the first time like I just remember doing so many different activities that it kind of took our mind off of what was going on. Like it was like, yes, I'm in a shelter, but I'm doing things that other kids do at the same time. It's just not me and my siblings. It's me, my siblings, and all these other kids who are able to really join together and become like a huge or a larger family with each other. My mom got a job, she started working, things started going great. I think it was a turnaround for us. I think it was the push. Living in the shelter was the push that we needed because it provided my mom with resources to know what to do and where to go in order to better herself. My life has turned out great. Now I am a working professional. I've been in education for over 14 years, teaching in a public school, teaching at the college level. I'm currently a PhD student, and I myself are finding ways to give back like someone gave to me. So I think living in the shelter it provided a purpose for my life. For families who live in shelter, what I hope that they understand are like, it's not a negative thing. I think like sometimes when individuals, especially in certain communities, we just have to realize like we need help. And that help might come from a family, but you might have to make a new family, and that family might be in a shelter. And just then realizing like, it's okay. It's okay to be able to really ask for help because at the end of the day, you're helping your child. I believe when individuals give to any organization, whether it's Salvation Army, Star Hope, or Bay Area Turning Point, they're not investing in an organization, but they're investing in a family, they're investing in a child, they're investing in a woman who's trying to get away from a domestic situation, but they are just not investing in an organization, but they are investing in the future, especially when their family's attached. Because just like I turned out wanting to help someone else, if no one else would have helped me, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be able to help the students that I've helped as a classroom teacher. I wouldn't be able to help anyone else as I'm constantly giving back. I wouldn't be able to do it because of the services at the shelter. I believe it really helped me to want to give back to other individuals.